So in this video I just wanted to talk about LaunchBox. And basically LaunchBox is a launcher, a literal launcher for practically all your applications on your PC. And that includes emulators, your Steam games, your good old games. But it's mostly used for emulators. To be like a very convenient way to launch your emulator game instead of going through a program and then selecting your game and stuff like that. So if you want to use LaunchBox, you're going to want to go to their website, which I'm going to show right here. Go to launchbox.com. And in order to download it, but first, let me explain that there are two versions of LaunchBox. There's a free version and a paid version called Big Box, and you have to pay either a monthly subscription or you can buy it forever. But then it gives you more features and stuff like that. But for this video, I'm just going to talk about regular LaunchBox. And to download it, you're going to have a valid email address, and you're gonna have to confirm your email, the typical confirm email stuff. So you're gonna put in your email. Whoops, I'm gonna cut that out. I'm not gonna put it in here, but you put your email in and then you hit download, and then you're gonna get an email saying here's your download for LaunchBox, and it's gonna send you to a link. The link's gonna send you to a zip, and the zip's gonna go download to wherever your place your downloads at, and then you just go through the setup. I've noticed that I downloaded this one time and I didn't mess with it for like a week or so, and the download didn't work. So you're gonna have to, when you put your email in, you're gonna have to be relatively quick about going to download it. Otherwise the link's not gonna work and you have to put your email in again. But once you're done with that, I should have a video playing in the background of me installing it and going through the initial setup, but LaunchBox looks like, this is what it's going to look like once you populate your stuff. When it loads. So you greet you, have a help page, whatever, or welcome page. Close that, and then if you have games, it's gonna look like this. And let me just pick a game. I'll pick a Super Nintendo game. And boom, it's already there playing. And what else? I guess I'll show a PS2 game. I don't know which one. But this too, since I already auto-configured it, it's going to automatically run the game, because I've already configured the emulator prior to having it on LaunchBox. And this is I'm using an 8-bit DO controller. I normally don't use an 8-bit DO controller. For playing PlayStation 2 games, I use a different controller. But the controller, that's probably because it's on X input. Either way, very convenient. It's better than just, I want to say it's better than looking for the emulator on your computer and then having to select your file, which and you can just do, and it's just a really convenient, it's just like Steam, just basically just Steam but for your retro games. I do have good old games on here, and it shows up all my games here that I have for good old games, and it's organized by Windows or DOS, which is really good. And to just add ROMs, like you go to your tools, and even has NetPlay, but you go to import whatever you want. You can import your Amazon games, Epic games from the Epic Store, your good old games. I don't know that much about MAME. You can do your DOS, Origin games, ROM files, Steam games, etc., etc. But mostly for ROMs, you go to ROMs, and you just pick a folder for the games you want. So if I wanted a Dreamcast launcher here, I would just pick my Dreamcast games, select which platform is going to be for. So Sega Dreamcast. Then you would pick the emulator. These are the preset emulators, but I believe you can add your own ones. Like Kega Fusion doesn't work, even though I have it on my computer. That's probably on my end, but yeah, Redream, you would just put your emulator. And you have an option to either copy your files from your ROM folder or wherever folder your games are at to the LaunchBox folder, or you can move them over there instead, or you can just have them continue to be used from the location you're selecting your ROMs from. And then this is how you get your game art. You let it get metadata for you, and basically it's like the database for RetroArch, where there's a database. Oh, I can't go there. There's a database for a bunch of cover art that you see here. You can check which one you want it to download. Depending on how many games and how many you select, it's going to take a while for them to download. And you have movies, which are basically, I don't know too much about it, so, but it's basically just like preview movies for the games you select. Then you have options. And this is a real nice feature that combines ROMs with matching titles into a single game, which I'll show in a minute. But that's a very cool, convenient feature that RetroArch does not have. And you can see, like, this is how your games are going to be. I don't have my Dreamcast folder set up, so it's kind of messed up right now. That's going to just put a whole bunch of these of the same game. So I'm not going to complete it, but it would end up like the PlayStation 2 thing. It would look like this. But the thing about multiple ROMs, so say I had the original Japanese version of a game and the translated version right here, like usually it will look like this, but for Fire Emblem Thracia, if I right click it, I have the two versions of the English patch right here that I can play, and it automatically condenses it into just one package. I don't know if I have the Japanese version of Fire Emblem. I think this is the third game, Fire Emblem 3, and I have the two English patches, and I have the original Japanese version that I can play. That's very convenient for me for ROM hacks, because like unlike with RetroArch, you have to manually enter the ROM hack. Here, it'll just automatically just associate that ROM hack with the original game. You can just play it. Right now, I don't know how to use this with a controller, so that's what I'm saying. This is mostly for PC use, because I don't see the point. I think that's what Big Box is for. But I would have to do more research. This is just more like a introduction or a showcase of LaunchBox. And I think it's really convenient, because like for Steam, if you want, you have to go through this whole process for Steam. If you want to put retro games onto Steam, you have to do it individually, but there's also programs to do it, and that can get complicated. This is more simple and easy. if you have your files organized and located in a good place. You might notice that there's some games with no box art. Like for example, for the Wii games, if they're not labeled properly, like this is spelled incorrectly, Heroes is spelled wrong, so it didn't get the cover art and everything for that. So that's another thing I kind of don't like about. That's the thing I don't like about LaunchBox is that, like for Sin and Punishment 2, it's called I forget exactly what it's called. I can't believe I forgot. But that's not the. This is Sin and Punishment 2, but it's not. That's not the name of the game, so it's not going to get the database stuff. And to fix that, you're going to have to manually go to Edit and hit Search for Metadata. I guess that's update. That's a good thing about LaunchBox too. Like this, it gets updated quite frequently. So who knows what they'll add in. But better make sure you have a good internet connection because there's a lot of downloading to be done. But whenever it's done doing that, you would have to hit Metadata and then select the game that the ROM is for, which it's doing right now. See, and you just pick one, and then it'll get everything for you, all the information. You go to media, and you can just download all the media for the game, just like that, and it'll download. But I don't know if there's a way to do multiple ROMs at a time, but right now it's kind of tedious, so I would recommend, before you even scan any of your games, to properly organize your files. Like you saw with the Dreamcast one, every the Dreamcast ROMs I have, they have tracks. So when I'm scanning it through LaunchBox, it'll just scan the game multiple times. See, there you go. The box is your star successor. I was about to call it internal something. But yeah, it's a pretty nice feature. Also, it does have retro achievements, or the options to do retro achievements like retro arc. You can have integrations to it. You have retro achievements, and you just put your username and your password, and you're good to go, just like retro arc. I haven't done it for LaunchBox yet, but I mostly tend to use LaunchBox for, as you see, mostly more modern, like 6th generation and up, because I don't really play my emulated games on my computer anymore, unless they're GameCube, PS2 and above. But yeah, you can also change your themes, but it'll restart if you do that. You have different themes. I think you can download more themes, but yeah, it is kind of limited for the free version. So, but it is it's a more convenient way to just boot up and play your games. Like for instance, if I want to go to GameCube, I'll have to go open my File Explorer. If I didn't have a shortcut, you shouldn't be seeing that. Emulators. and go Dolphin. And then I have to pick a game. But here it's just double tap and you're in. It might not seem like much, but it's better than, especially for Sega Genesis games. You can just click and you're playing. And for PS2 games, you don't have to look for a disc, swap discs, and stuff like that. And it's nice just to see like your games in a way like this. You get information, you can see screenshots, you can see your art or fan art. You can favorite your games. You can have them all show up all together too. Just a really nice way to organize your ROMs, really, and have an option of conveniently playing these classic games. And if you just like to be boring, you can just do this too. You can just have it look like that. But I think that's it, because I don't really have anything else to say about it, because I don't have big box, so all I know about LaunchBox. I haven't used LaunchBox for like that long either, just maybe for like a week. Thought I'd just talk about it, because this is more like what I'm looking for when I'm playing my retro games. I want to see them like this, like a Steam library, and I can just have my stuff already configured. But despite what I just said, you have to, for most of these, you're probably going to have to configure these emulators beforehand before adding them. So for your optimal setting. So there's still setup required, unlike RetroArch, where everything's basically done for you. And if you want to change something, it's really convenient to do so. If you want to change something here for your emulator, I don't know how. Well, there's you can do that through here, but it's a lot more clunky. Like, say, go to, let me see if I can find it. Should be a tab that says emulator settings. Yeah, manage emulators. And you can add them. But let me go talk about that. To add an emulator, you just put, like, it has already some emulators here. I don't have any ones that I don't already have on there, but if you just pick like Dolphin, then you would go to where that program is. And it would just show up right here. It makes it a one-stop shop for your emulators, but yeah. Really can't change the settings within it unless you launch it by itself, but yeah, that's a downside. But yeah, just want to let it be known. And that's it.